Hello everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Afolabi-Brown. Always, I don't do this alone. I have my co-hosts here. Hi ladies.
Hello, Mariah.
Good morning.
Nima into building.
Yo. I bring greetings from the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Mrs.
Ibikunle.
You've told us his
She said that I should greet both of you. And I've told you already that your dress was beautiful on Tuesday.
Right.
But Uwa should stop dieting. And then someone countered and said, no, she's beautiful. I love Uwa like that. Uwa Sha. Are you the stars for that side? Thank the Lord. But thank you, Ma, for the warm reception. She really helped me to relax. And thank you for the bread. It was very nice.
Bread.
They gave me bread for my children.
Oh, sweet.
But it was very nice.
Nice. So,
thank you, Ma.
You're good? Right.
Very
Top
good.
say.
I'm good. I've had 2 days break. Today is exactly 30 days from the next edition of Sexually Confident Women Conference. I'm so excited. The countdown has started and we're doing a whole lot to put together a good event. It's been stressing me out, but at the end of the day, I focus on how many lives will be transformed and how many people would live feeling like I love myself. I've accepted myself. June 25th, you know, so I'll be putting more details out on social media, but the idea is whatever it is, so I'm black, I say myself, Uwa is fair. So I keep looking at Uwa and I want to become Uwa. I become Uwa and I still don't love myself because I need to really love me, whichever color, you know.
Exactly. That's great.
What an example.
What an example, Abi.
How are you doing?
Yellowfish is fine. Oh. Yesterday I was at a hotel. They were giving the lecture, the history of Lagos. It was really, really interesting. You know, it was a very lengthy lecture, but it was quite interesting. It had a lot of school children. Well, what was really amusing was when we were going home, my sister, the traffic get part 2. But all of a sudden, I just saw power bikes coming. I said, okay, God is about to answer my prayer. So the governor was coming, very silent convoy. And, you know, I just saw him. I was driving side by side. I was going, that was what saved me yesterday because the traffic was something
Crazy.
else. It was really crazy. But today they're having
launch of Smart City.
The Smart City, moving from mega city to Smart City is a 2-day conference. And I hope to also attend.
And I think it's open to the entire public.
It is, but you actually need an invite.
register.
Yeah, you need an invite.
I heard on radio you have to just register, but you can actually, they want the whole
The-
public
When you
to
register,
come in,
they
yeah.
give you the invite.
The whole idea is, you know, to move us from just being a mega city to start.
Smart city.
We are
so
not
that's-
mega city yet.
We are.
Smart,
trying.
Smart mega city. That's what they want us to do.
But how are you,
Anyways,
Mariah?
I'm fine. Oh, still attending my
birthday to the
prayer
children.
meeting.
Yes, so
Your
Killing the
children.
devils and
Today's
demons.
their
Oh, today's their birthday. Oh, God bless you.
Murayo, I can't believe this.
happy
I told her to remind me, because I knew I forget. My
to
twins-
Michelle and Michael.
Yeah, my twins are 3 years today. Thank you very much for reminding me. We took them, my husband made sure that we took them to church this morning.
Yes,
To God get
the most
God's
important
blessings.
part.
Yes, so God has
Settle
blessed
that
my
one.
children
Oh,
today.
then we met someone yesterday. Her name is Dotun. She watches our show. She's a regular viewer. So she saw us hanging out. You had left. She came to greet YK and said, you must mention my name. So I've mentioned your name. Dotun, thank you so
Right.
much. Have a good
This
day.
was like his birthday, so she took us out to Rhapsody.
Well,
Y'all couldn't be there.
Yeah, I couldn't be there.
I couldn't
I
be
did the
there.
Facebook
I
post.
ordered what you ate. I don't understand. What was that
Crappy
thing?
rubbish.
Oh my
5K.
God.
That's a mention complete. Sorry, let me not
Please, what you ordered was what
I was
I
angry.
said, whatever Mariah ordered would have been healthy. Let me take what Mariah ordered. I said, I was just saying to myself, what kind of chicken is that? I didn't understand.
Terrible.
But the food there was nice.
You
last
see?
time we went there.
Next
I thought I was going to get grilled chicken. I
Yes,
thought
it was.
grilled.
When you check a menu, first of all, if you don't understand the name,
You ask. It's important.
All right. Anyway, we have to take a break. But thank God, I'm making a lot of prayer points recently. People need miracle in this country.
We do.
People are desperate for miracles.
We do.
Goodness.
sadly, our vice president says it's not prayer and fasting.
It's not prayer and fasting.
Yeah,
And
I
I
enjoyed
totally
that.
agree with
anyway,
him.
we'll see in the papers, but it's just that people got issues, man.
Yes, so
It's
there's
gonna take a
recession.
break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Yes, welcome back. We're going to start with the punch. FGOK's 29-member panel on the 56,000 naira minimum wage demand. 6 state governors, federal government team to negotiate with labor. Picture here, Manchester United win the UEFA Europa Cup. I convene confirm in national interest, says Jonathan. FUNAP appoint Enikumehin as acting vice chancellor. GE wins $2.2 billion narrow gauge rail concession. Falana Sands disagree with Ozekome on Fayoshe's re-election bid. Immigration arrests 400 illegal aliens in Edo. Power privatization has failed, says Senate. ASU kicks as Air Force men attack Uniosun again. That's the students. Military raises committee to probe coup plot rumor. Prayer, fast, not enough to move Nigeria forward, says our vice president. An APC National Convention to go ahead without Buhari. Okay, so the 400 illegal aliens in Edo. Let's start with that story.
Okay, the 400 illegal aliens were found by the Immigration Service in Edo State. And, you know, the way they picked them up, they found out that they were from neighboring countries, Niger, Cameroon, roaming around without papers.
Right.
And because they belong to the ECOWAS countries,
right.
It is legal. They can move freely within Nigeria, but they must come in legally, of course. They must have the right documentation. Because we know we are porous right now, we need to watch our borders and we need to know who is who within our country.
That's a good thing.
I wanted to talk about the Uniosun, the human angle.
Okay.
Uniosun is sited opposite Nigerian Air Force barracks, and because of that, they've always had clashes with the Nigerian Air Force officials. And recently, they had a clash where a 400 level student lost his life because the Air Force men arched him to death, according to the report. And the ASU president is saying in the school that, you know, that they've asked the students to go home for a period of time, and they want the issue investigated and coped.
Do you know if the Air Force has
and they're
mentioned
sure
about
that
this?
it's from the Air
Because I
Force.
know
There was no mention.
Yesterday's papers said that they were going to
Force in this
investigate,
report.
but I don't know if they've actually officially come out to say anything
They
yet.
are saying, they are insisting on
Let's
that
move on to the
investigation.
nation. Military, there is no coup plot against Buhari's government. We are ever ready to defend Nigeria's territorial integrity, says Air Chief. Oshimbajo, how to save the economy. EFCC goes after Jonathan's wife's assets. And hope rises for new minimum wage. The new minimum wage. Yes.
I read the new minimum wage story. It's just that they've set up a committee to discuss how feasible it's going to be. So it involves the Minister of Labour and
six state governors,
Udo Domat, who was involved.
FG has also nominated about, I think, 5 people also to the committee. The 29 minds.
What I want to find out is what is the discussion going to be about? Is it, can the states generate enough revenue to pay whatever they come up with individually? Are we going to say that let's leave this free? Let each state decide what they can pay.
That's why the governors are involved, and they're also negotiating with Labour to. So
are they also going to cut the cost of what is really taking our money, which is the House of the National Assembly? Would they discuss cutting that one so that they can prioritize? I'm just suggesting topics for discussion.
Minimum wage is 18,000, and now I'm hearing speculations about 58 or so thousand. It doesn't make sense. They've not been able to pay 18,000.
Yeah.
If they decentralize in a way that every state decides that I want to take advantage of all the resources I have to make money, then I think it's feasible.
Yeah. All right,
I want to talk about the military coup plot. So, you know, it's been on and off.
Another
paper.
All right.
Moving on to Vanguard. Coup rumors, military moves to unravel officers' culpability. Oshimbajo, Okowa, Isoko Nation, others hail Clark at 90. Stop rampaging herdsmen now. Senate tasks federal government. And Jonathan urges FG to implement the 2014 Confab report. Okay, let's start with the coup rumors here.
You know, the military head had come out to say that all those officials
that are
hobnobbing with politicians, that they should stop it. So now what he's saying is that they are investigating some military officials. They want to be sure that most of these rumors that they are hearing about people planning a coup is not true. So the country should be.
They also pledged their support that the military is in total loyal to the commander-in-chief, and so nothing like that is going to happen. However, I want to touch on what Jonathan, the ex-president, said. He was speaking at the 50th anniversary for Rivers State. They're also celebrating 50th anniversary, and he was one of the spokespersons invited to speak. He mentioned the fact that as of 2013, the opportunity came to him to put together a confab, and the idea was to provide a solution for the country going forward. He mentioned that they should implement confab, and that fiscal federalism is the way forward for us as a nation, that each person must decide how they want to manage their resources.
Been echoing the same thing
but Murayo, how come he's saying this? He had the confab report for 11 months. He had it for a while, enough time for him to do something about processing it.
Maybe the same cabal that didn't want him to implement it, the same trying to stop us from it. We don't know, I'm just suggesting.
Everybody says this.
He couldn't implement it on its own. The confab report came as a report, like resolutions. They need to put it into law because it did not come from
the challenge
point
that
of
they had.
law.
And that's the
So the
challenge
National Assembly is sitting somewhere looking at this confab report, knowing that they need to put it into law.
Yeah, but unfortunately, but I think that's one of the major things that ex-president Jonathan did before he left, which is great. Moving on to Daily Sun. Cool, no cause for alarm, says that's the defense headquarters. Picture here, sympathizers at a pedestrian bridge at Ikere on Ibadan. Ikire on Ibadan Ife Expressway, Osun State. Disobedience to court orders threats to democracy, says Kalu. UK deports 35 Nigerians. Why I joined Boko Haram, says teacher. Ekiti, fuel crisis. Drivers, artisans, others protest. FG probes 440 rifles found in Lagos port. Hard work, not fasting and prayer will end recession.
I want to quickly say that why I joined Boko Haram before we take the story. It's his name is Ibrahim Suleiman. He's a teacher. What happened was, I think he was doing a business alongside teaching, and the business packed up. He couldn't survive. Himself and his wife got divorced. He had 3 children between the ages of 4 and 10. So the older brother has been inside Boko Haram for a while. When he divorced his wife, they moved to to join the brother. One day he just woke up and didn't find his children and the brother. 10 months after, the brother calls him up and says that this is where they are doing the work of God. He's an Arabic teacher. They are doing the work of God, and they should come, and So when he saw that, he tried all means to plea with the brother to bring his children. Then he now surrendered himself and told the brother he was ready to join. On joining the Boko Haram, failed effort to retrieve his children, he now surrendered himself to the military and was now relating the story, how he became a Boko Haram member.
Really sad.
Our
VP was giving a speech yesterday with the senior civil servants, and he was expressing to them that these new executive orders that are signed, that he signed, needs to be implemented by you people. You need to take ownership of the new orders, because if we want to do this, it is for the future of our children and the generations to come. He said that praying and fasting isn't going to solve Nigerians' problem alone. It needs every civil servant, and they're all senior ones, taking this into action and taking ownership
because
of
those executive orders are going to they are for ease of business, doing business in Nigeria, and that will help spur up the economy. And Nigerians need to know that, get that information.
Enough of dumping a file and waiting.
10 people that say amen to this prayer, you will get a contract of 10 million naira tomorrow.
You say amen.
Yeah.
It's not by that.
It's not by that.
You need to go and work.
You got to do a proposal first.
Yes. Do you know to write up a proposal, Mariah, is not small work.
Fact.
You understand?
We have faith in this country, but people just refuse to
don't want to do the work.
Okay, moving on to this day, our last paper. Military investigates alleged coup plot. FJ begins review of 2017 budget, excited by GDP report. Jonathan calls for implementation of the National Conference report, and body flown in from DRC test negative for Ebola. Health Minister, governments will remain vigilant. That's good.
We skipped one story in the Sun, and it was about the 35 Nigerians that were deported from the UK. Immigration issues, 30 male, 5 female, all of them landed at the Murtala Mohammed Airport yesterday. From the UK, and I'm wondering, they are purging their environment, based on the explosion. We need to now purge our own. The 440 found good work. We need to purge.
Another story that also we missed was Fayoshe. He says he will seal up and collect everybody's
He's running for office, so do you know? He's hoping to run for office.
Why? He's been sworn in twice.
That 7 months that
it is an extension of his tenure, and it's impossible.
He's asking for that 7 months extra.
I think it was. It's even
And
in the
Ozekome
papers
is his
today.
lawyer. He's saying that,
That is
we need to,
possible.
these are our lawyers.
We need to break it down.
These are our lawyers that find loopholes. They're supposed to be sworn to
No,
uphold
that
the
is
laws.
their work.
We have to
If the policies don't give them loopholes, they will not find
we
loopholes.
have
policies?
to break the break. We have to take
If
a
the
break.
want
laws
to
don't
go and
give
waste
them
our
We
loopholes,
have to go on a break, ladies. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
When we come back, it's Thursday, we're having a conversation. And the question today is this generation ready for marriage? Is the cocoa of the discussion today. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. So, a Nigerian musician, Abolore Akonde, popularly known as Nice, in an interview said women in this generation are not ready for marriage. Compared to our mothers, they lack submissiveness.
Are we back to that?
There is a miscommunication between men and women of this age. Men want the traditional way of marriage, while ladies have created this 21st century definition. He went further to say, as a Nigerian and a Yoruba man, there are certain cultures and traditions you are being taught growing up as a man. You expect the same things from your wife, but you're not going to get it from today's women. He said, I want a woman that can kneel down and serve me food. Jesus. Can this also be attributed to the high divorce rate in Nigeria today? What are your thoughts on this? Joining us is our senior TVC news anchor, Mr. Mike Okoche. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Mariah. It's nice to
Yes,
meet
sir.
the ladies.
Yes, good to have you here.
It's wonderful to be here.
Yes. So you can call us on 070-80-668-014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweet. Before we get Mike's comments, I'd like to hear your own ladies, the thoughts, your top way, or who wants to go first? Would you like to go first? Your thoughts on this issue. Nima? Go ahead.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, the topic saying that are this generation of women ready for marriage, if you just take that topic and ask questions from your average 18 to 25-year-old, you will be shocked to say that they are not ready for marriage, because what they say, the way they sound, their expectations, what they want from a man, their ideologies concerning marriage is cooked up from novels and TV series that are not reality on ground. However, when I take the messenger that is passing on this message and his failed relationships, it makes me question his reason for making that statement. So I don't agree with the statement from his own part. That's nice statement. However, when I established, when I take my view from the streets of young
Why is
ladies.
the age important?
Why I'm taking that age bracket is because we're talking about this generation. I won't say I'm of the generation he's referring to. I don't want to say that, but the generation I'm talking about, that I've spoken to,
Right.
I've spoken with them, they are not ready, because the ideas and what they want and the ideology they have, maybe they want this, oh, my husband and I were equal. If I'm cooking, he's washing the plate and all that. And I think that is good. It's the ideal, but it's not the reality. And that is what I think we need to...
I understand the age of the bracket issue. However, may I shock you that people like you, me, everybody around, like the 40s,
I mean, the generation,
have
no?
that generation, and I have that mentality of, you know, they have the mentality Nice is talking about here, and it might be affecting their marriages, but it's not just the young people.
I shouldn't just focus
so
on the
don't
young
let's
one.
not put them in the bracket. But let me come to Nima. What are your thoughts on Nice's
I have a Quranic quotation for my Nice, and it says that men are the protectors and guardians of women because Allah has given them one more than the other. That is, they might have strength and every other thing, and because of that, they're supposed to support them by means. Therefore, a woman would be obedient to her husband and guard in her husband's absence what Allah would have her guard. It is a duty and a right thing. Your duty is to lead the family, and it has to be with tranquility and mercy that God talked about. You must love the woman. First of all, play your part as the leader of the family and see whether any right-thinking woman will find it difficult to submit, like he said. Submission, is another for another day entirely, but let's talk about it. Now, a man who wants a woman to show subservience to the point of kneeling, you know, to kneel and serve him, it's almost like a slavery kind of relationship. You just want to see her, you know, below you at every point in time. I question his reasoning in a lot of ways. And when he ended it that way, for me, I just didn't want to hear the message anymore.
Can you blame him? Some of our fathers, some of our mothers knelt down.
My mama,
I never saw
their
my
husbands.
My mother never knelt down.
There's a difference.
Never.
The generation of watching, a man is brought up with what he's seen his mom do to his parents,
so
and what is ideal.
The
women are observing what they see on TV and what they read in magazines, and what. So we are shaped by two different society, and we now want to marry into the same family and think it's going to work.
Mike, your thoughts on all this?
Well, there's so much complexity when we talk about relationships and marriages and so on. Now, in the case of Nice, remember he said as a Yoruba man. Underline that statement. Now, this is culture. It has nothing to do with the issue of whether you are a slave or a master. When even the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decades ago, it wasn't the issue of slavery. Even right now, if you travel to Ibadan, you go to Ekiti, go to Osogbo, go to all of those places, it has nothing to do with slavery, up or down. It's a cultural, it's a Yoruba thing.
Let's go there.
No, listen. There are different aspects of Yoruba.
Oh my God, said it nice.
But the point there is that I'm trying to analyze from his own perspective.
Yeah, right. I know.
You understand?
As a Yoruba man.
Now, as a Yoruba man, that is his own.
Man.
But to me, if I have to come from this perspective, whether the generation now are ready for marriage, yes, they are ready. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
But if you are ready, do you have what it takes to get into that marriage? Now, people have standards. Ladies have standards, they have dreams. Men have standards, they have dreams and all of that. But people are not concentrating on the quality of what it takes to get there and get the best out of it. Now, if you compare the 2 decades ago and now, quality of everything in the world has dropped. From leadership, even the cars, quality of cars have dropped. Relationship quality has dropped. Education quality has dropped. In the same way, relationship and marriages quality has dropped.
Right.
So the point is, when you have that scenario, what our fathers and mothers, the understanding, that's patience that our mothers that we talk about, where they apply to talking to their husbands and even their fathers, you don't have it right now.
But in view of this reality, Mike, shouldn't men just snap out of this bubble they're living in their father's generation?
Yeah, but let me tell you something. The point there is, a man is an authoritative being. So that he's born, he's packaged, he's wired that way. That is why you talk about ego. That is a man for you. He will never change. A woman is a persuasive being. That's how she is wired. You cannot change it. You understand? So what is changing now is the influx of westernization and a clash between the West and the culture. So that mix is what is bringing the problem. So people are not being able to interpret to know, okay, fine, I am a woman and I'm enlightened, I have rights, and they have to be upheld.
But I decide.
And differentiate it between, okay, I have my husband, I have my wife roles, I have my relationship roles and all of that.
Why do you have to come down when you talk about that?
No. I'm talking of the mix.
Okay,
I'm talking of the mix.
Just check. Let me come in here.
Right. For me, I think, yes, I would agree with Mike. This generation is ready for marriage. But you see, generalizing things is the problem. Because generally, I mean, when you make that kind of statement, everybody will now think automatically all Yoruba men. I choose to believe that not all Yoruba men are like that. When I was growing up, I didn't see my mother kneel down to serve my father. Even
but your mom was not Yoruba anyway.
No, she wasn't, but she was born and bred in Lagos. But I didn't see her do all of those. So the way we grew up is just like, even when I tell people that in my home, there's no boy role or there's no girl role. Everybody does everything. So my brother can go to the kitchen and pound pounded yam for the whole house to eat. He can cook. You know, I can also do that. My husband also, fortunately for me, was brought up in that kind of manner. He was the one that took care of his younger ones. So in marriage now, in my home, there is no role. I love the fact that when I'm cooking, my husband knows that the only way I can be happy in the kitchen is if he's beside me in that kitchen, helping me out. And he's a fantastic tomato chopper. So he will chop the tomato. In short, when my husband
with precision,
I know. When my husband prepares, chops all those things, I will feel like now wow. Because so he helps out. I'm saying that it's a big problem, but for the women that have found themselves in those kind of relationship, for the sake of sanity and peace in your home, if that is the man you have found yourself with, my sister, if he says kneel down and give him the food for the peace of the home, because of where he's coming from. He has not grown, he's not matured yet to that level where he will see you beyond that.
That's
so women too.
That's the angle I wanted to come in.
I dropped my
because the angle I wanted to come in is that the reality of today, what Nice is saying, there are many marriages going through issues because the women have refused to understand where the husband is coming from. Let me give an example. Just last night, I got stickers on my children. So I'm doing their room. I got stickers, stuff on their walls, and I stuck stuff all over. The kids were excited, really happy that their room. My husband comes in, he's like, what's all this nonsense? Like, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand why would you post characters in your children's room. Do you know where the characters are coming from? Do you know who? I'm like,
the kind of dream.
Do you know the kind of those kind of things? And I'm wondering, when I was a child, I had
all this
Mickey Mouse, I had Betty Boop and My Little Pony in my own room, and I was telling him that no. He said no, he doesn't. I don't like it. Now, a regular woman would have probably gotten upset and start shouting, because usually that was me 2-3 years ago. I would start making it like, what is your problem? This is normal. Kids' room have characters, but I just said no problem. Pull them down.
Wisdom.
I started pulling them down. When he saw that I was actually pulling them down, I said, just leave it.
Thank you.
Right. That's the wisdom part.
That is what.
Women are not willing.
That's what's
nice. Exactly.
No, it's just that he doesn't know how to lay it well. Because when Mike said submissive, persuasive, you just hit the nail on the head. There were so many things that before, you see, that's why I say when people are advocating for feminism and all that, they need to be careful.
Don't go there.
Because I'm just saying. No, I'm saying you need to be careful, because the role of a woman, you are so powerful, you do not realize it.
I don't more powerful than the man.
Thank you. I do not need anybody to tell me that I am powerful in my home, because there is a way you would present a matter to a man. It will melt the strongest of hearts. But women, you want to now use graga, you cannot use graga. You just
did the break. Let's go on a break.
Right.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation and take your calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. So, Nima, you wanted to bring in your thoughts on this.
I wanted to answer Uwa when she said that, women of this generation, we're ready for marriage, and that I think I lost my thought.
Her mom did not kneel down.
I never saw my mom kneel down. I never did. But it is important that in a marriage, the well-being of both parties is taken into consideration. If, for instance, now all the woman's concern is about her husband, where she's coming from, what she wants to be in life has to be, compromised for that. It's not going to be balanced. When Innocent was here, he said something about, the woman also working on the other party. And we cited an example of a celebrity with a marriage that almost crashed that they're working on. If a woman finds herself in such a relationship, it is not only a concern to get the man out of it by, being, okay, even if it was a concern, it will not be by being submissive or by dropping your standards to get that man. You need to get him to have the conversation, to understand who you are, because both of you missed it. Definitely, you missed out on him being like that, and he missed out on you being an ambitious person.
That she shouldn't go on her knees.
No, you shouldn't.
Okay.
If you're a woman who would never go on your knees, don't start to compromise or try to make. Because I see it like I said, you won't be able to sustain it.
But don't you go down to go up?
If you are, I agree.
The Yoruba says, if I'm a boy, you have to be like an obo, right? So if
that's if you are married to an obo now.
If you think like an obo,
you shouldn't.
Right.
If you think your husband has a problem about wanting, a woman pound for me, do all this for me, and you are not that kind of a woman.
Right.
Don't stress yourself. Your sanity is also important in the marriage.
Okay.
For that marriage to succeed, your sanity is also extremely important.
Okay.
He said, try to get them to see a coach. If you cannot, step out of the marriage for a while and let the person see the importance of having that conversation.
Mike, do you agree with her?
Stepping out of the marriage,
have that conversation.
I will not recommend that anytime, because every time you step out, Waters flew under that bridge and will never come back. Some things happen. So the point there is that the wisdom, applying the wisdom of two men are always never the same. Neither do two women always the same. So the point there is you need to understand your husband. If you are married, try to understand your own husband, how he is.
Also
so the point,
understand your wife.
Yeah, but of course, that's what I'm saying. It goes round. But the point there is, what is the objective of marriage in the first place? Sometimes a lot of people just, society demands that we should get married, so you get married. Yes, anybody can become your husband, so you need to respect my own. And when you put your defenses first, it becomes an issue.
It's a problem.
Don't put your defense first. You're going into this contract because you are in love, because you want this to work, because you want a partnership that's going to work. Give your all. The other person will give his all. If you discover that the other... Listen. If you discover that the other person is not giving his all, as a woman, try to be persuaded. You can get deep down into the man's heart.
This is what you're talking about.
Yes, so, it's the same thing with the man. Because there are standards, every man has a standard or the benchmark of the kind of wife you want. If you marry somebody and you discover the woman doesn't meet your standard, you can walk her into it.
Okay, let me take Shagun and I come to Stockway. Shagun, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, it's Shamsuddin. My name is Shamsuddin, please.
Oh, sorry about that. It was correct.
No, that's sure. I'm calling from Egada.
Welcome.
A first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Love you.
Okay.
All of you, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to talk about this marriage issue.
Yes, go ahead.
You see, the marriage is all about trust and understanding. And these days, all our guests in Nigeria, most of them don't even know what they call marriage. 80% of Nigerian guests now, what they are after is money. They don't want to suffer. They don't want to suffer.
Thank you.
Everybody's up there seeing what is happening in the town. They want to be okay, you know. But if you are from home, you should understand marriage, not house.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
That is my contribution.
Thank you very much.
It just goes back to what I said. Like I said, I don't think that this generation are truly ready for marriage. When our parents got married, there's no other option. I have moved into this man's house. We have to make it work. When people get married now, it is for better we stay, for worse we go. So when that is in your mind, for those that are already married, then those that I said I've interacted with, they're not ready. For them, marriage, for some people are a way to get a better life. I want to leave my parents' house. I can't stand my parents. I want freedom. So that is your reason for getting married. As long as your reason for getting married is some grandiose ideology of, I want to be Mrs. Let them call me Madam. Let me leave my parents' house. Let me have some freedom. Let me have this man at my beck and call. Let me marry some. Once you have those things in your mind, you are truly not ready for marriage. And if you ask people, that is usually, it is my age or time is going.
Right.
So we need to get it right from that beginning.
Okay.
Then back to what Nice said, and when we look at his own antecedents, he's had relationship issues. He had relationship, one failed marriage, one baby mama, and so we can understand why he's saying this. He's seen a case where the women around him are not able to, but I always feel that it takes two to tango. So if the woman is being unreasonable in every way, if it doesn't work, means that you couldn't find a way to reason with her.
Right.
We tend to put all the blame on the woman, like, I must kneel down. But so if the woman is crazy, then the man should understand I have married Grace. Okay. So I must find a way to work with this.
Work with this Grace. All right,
and make it
let
work.
me take Banker. Banker, are you there? Oh, sorry, we lost that call. But in recent times, I've met some women, Mike, that I knew when they pour out their problems to me, and I'm thinking, goodness, you can't marry my husband. If you call this a problem,
you don't know anything.
You don't know anything. Because, so that brings me back to that word wisdom.
Are they mature enough?
Do the women today, do they have the kind of wisdom for marriage? Because I have a husband that loves me to pieces. Yeah. But there's some things about him that I look at him, this is the kind of thing he likes. And because of that, I have changed the way I do things. So I was telling my friends that I'm currently going to church today, a certain prayer meeting. The kind of prayer points there, for me, I'm like, I've passed this stage in my life, but my husband wants you to be there. And I'm there because he insists that I'm there. So some people don't have the wisdom to good. They always rebel. So that's the defense part.
That's it, exactly.
That you were talking
about
remember
when
earlier.
we were talking about the issue of understanding, patience, and all. These are virtues. You put all of these virtues in there first. For the man, for the woman, all of you put it in there first. But when, like he was saying, everything now is tied to merchandise. I'm going into this marriage because I want a better life. No, that's not the objective of marriage.
Right.
The moment you have that as your benchmark, as your picture, you're going to have problems.
It's filled.
Right.
You know, so leaving your home because, or maybe you couldn't get a job, and having a husband is going to be security over you, so you don't wake up to do anything. Your husband gives you this or gives you that. You know, okay, we have.
Okay, let me take this call from Banker. Banker, you back? Thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, wow. It's wonderful having you this morning.
Okay.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I've been an unrepentant fan of your view since
Thank
day
you.
one.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, my main point I want to say this morning is that most of our ladies now are not ready for marriage. Actually, let us face the fact.
Why only ladies?
What do we mean by they are not ready for marriage? You see, what Knight was trying to put forward there is just hyperbolic. It doesn't really mean come and kneel down. I'm a married man, for God's sake. It doesn't really mean come and kneel down for me and give me the food. He was just trying to buttress the point that you raised about yourself and your husband the other time. So what men need is to see that this lady is submissive by the things she does, not to come and be kneeling down for me every morning. Like if a lady that feels that wants to say, it's like my own husband is angry or something. Oh, let me do what he wants me to do. Then by the time you're doing it, that's why I do to my wife. By the time you're doing it, I'll feel it's like this lady is angry. Oh,
right.
Okay, lady, go here, come. But if she's making me prove some point, if she's proving some point to me all the time, like I'm an educated person, like I'm a feminist. You can't be a feminist as a Yoruba person. Let me put it that way.
Okay, going back to this Yoruba thing. Thank you very much.
So, and I am using this opportunity to just say, and you can also use that platform.
All right.
So,
Thank you very much, Maggie. Let me continue.
It's about the ladies not being ready. It's always, that one-sidedness of this conversation is why I'm not happy about it. In a marriage, I am married, and there's a way I relate with my husband. As I'm here now, once I'm leaving this place, and it's not part of my plan for today, I'll call him. Okay, there's a change in plan. I have to go somewhere with the ladies. That's how you run marriage. You consult the other person. That is the level of submission I understand. Letting him, respecting him, knowing what he wants. But the moment you come home and then you're not kneeling properly or everything I say, yes, I tell him straight. Do you want me to pretend or you want me as Nima? You knew me when you wanted to marry me. He knew what he was looking at. So coming into your marriage and somebody is giving you a standard of a particular kind of woman and you're not saying because I'm not meeting that standard, I'm not ready for marriage.
Right.
That's the confusion here.
Right.
Accepting everybody as a package, as they are, and both of you working at each other for progress, not try to bring one person down in order to have.
So if your father, if your brother kneels down for your father, you're saying that you know the person you've married, you know the person deal with the person.
And as much as she's trying to make you a better person, you're also trying to make her a better person. Positive, not because one person wants to be the Lord.
Right.
Your role as a head of the family is God ordained. You are the leader of that family. Right. Lead, and you see the other person follow you willingly because you're doing the right thing. Right. Not by trying to press demand on women are not ready for marriage.
Okay, let you come in.
What I wanted to say was, what if you marry...
let me pause you for a second. Caller's been waiting. Caller, are you still there?
Hello.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
My name is Ola, calling from Bagada.
Ola, welcome.
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I love you guys every time, even though when I want to get to work, when I come back, I always listen to the repeat.
Thank you.
But I want to place a kind of outline on this issue. What Knight was saying there is not because he wants a lady to kneel down. I'm a married man, and I want to let you know that there is some issue that some woman always try to lure into a man. For example, if I woke up in the morning, I expect my wife to notice that I woke up, I'm going to work. First thing, you must know the kind of clothes I put on when I was going to my working place. When I come back in the night, I expect a woman as a wife not to drill down. I want you to come, you stand up from your bed, you hug. See, that kind of hug can give a man an applaudisse. Seriously, I want to let you know that I didn't need a woman to lead down.
Hug.
I don't want a woman to lead down. I don't want a woman to be a slave for me. But I want a woman to understand. And number two, I want to frustrate a thing that Mr. Mike said something. He said something like, you must understand the man you are married.
Mm-hmm. And the man must understand the woman.
I don't understand the woman.
Both sides.
We don't understand the
We agree with you, Ola. We're saying it's both sides. We're saying it's both sides.
If only Ola, sorry, let me quickly. If only Ola could just, do all the things he wants his wife to do for him
and do it
for her, and see whether she would not reciprocate.
Yeah,
it.
but it's the same thing. See if the wife doesn't do all of those things and the man doesn't reciprocate.
You don't need to do the
who wants
list.
to go first?
Exactly.
Who wants to go first?
You don't need to do the list. When you come home and your wife is somewhere, you go to her, hug her, tell her you are back. Or if you're leaving home and she's still sleeping, hug her while she's sleeping or give her a peck and leave home and see whether tomorrow she won't reciprocate the same thing. Before you know, it becomes the norm in your home because you have
So you want the man to do it first?
No, it doesn't have to be
what you want.
These are your
what
wants.
you want.
She might not be exposed to that life that you have. She might not know that these are the things you want. You show her by example this kind of life you want in your
Let's
marriage.
take a break on that. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. All right, so Ua, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say that there's a difference between reacting to a situation and responding to a situation. And that's where I think maybe myself and Mike were coming from. A lot of women don't know how to respond to situations. They rather react to the situation. I was going to throw a question to Nima that if you found out, okay, it's a different thing if you married a man and the man was like that from the word go. What if he now comes around friends that now influence that kind of thought process? He was not like that. All of a sudden in marriage, he now changed. Would you react? You cannot. You have to respond. You have to calm down and think, okay, where is this thing coming from? Exactly. This is not the person I married. So that's why they say that you must apply wisdom in marriage. You must ensure that whatever it is, if they say do it first. Even in the military, the command is obey first. Before you now decide to say you want to complain. Every man, if you bring your, like, I don't know about this, but I think most men, when you bring a concrete argument, you're not nagging, you're not screaming, you're not, throwing tantrums around. You bring a concrete argument to a man. I don't think the man will not be logical enough to sit down to listen to that argument.
All right, let me take this call from Nina and I'll come to Mike.
Tweets.
Nina, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Morning. Go ahead, Nina.
It's not Nina, it's Nima.
Nima. All right, welcome to the show, Nima.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. I want to contribute to the topic.
Yes, please, go ahead.
I'm not married, I'm single. But I'm saying the phrase that ladies of nowadays who are not ready for marriage, I don't agree with it because I think it's a suicide thing. The guys of nowadays also believe that the women must be submissive. They don't put the women's interest at first. You have a guy who you are going to school and after he gets married to you, he said, no, you don't have to be a housewife and other things. So the thing is supposed to be two-sided. The man understand your own point of view, your own interest, and understand his own interest.
Point taken. Thank you very much, Nima. Let me take Mike's comments and we'll come to
it. The point there is that no man wants confrontation anywhere. And that is the mistake wives make. The moment you become confrontational, then you're going to have tension. I've said before that the woman is persuasive. It is possible that you make your point now, he doesn't even, like you, the example you gave. I always tell my wife, there are issues, talk to me. Just talk to me first. And even the fact that you talk to me now doesn't mean, because sometimes you are processing this thing, whether you will approve or not approve, as the case may be. It is not a corporate thing, but as time goes on, because you keep persuading it, you can say, okay, fine, let's have your way and let's have it done the way as the case may be. Sometimes the women even have a better idea than the man. You understand? But your approach to these things matter a lot. The moment you become confrontational, you're going to have issues.
Yes. Comrade Talkative says, the society only prepares the female child for marriage without preparing the male child. That's why most marriages fail. Friday Agada says, good morning, lovely ladies. I'm not married, but I know two things have kept my parents for 34 years now. A loving husband and submissive wife, plus understanding. Oluwafemi Omodara says, then the woman should take from who he is. You can't force a man or woman to change his or her belief or ideology. Dillion says marriage is like a religion. It's like a religion in which you need to worship according to the religion you belong to. Being faithful isn't hard if you really care about them. Both partners are equal. No one is a slave because of marriage. That's from Oga.
Data Momodu says, nice is correct. I'm a 63-year-old man. My wife is 54, a university graduate and a senior civil servant. She kneels down to serve me.
Oluwafemi, your mother says, what happened to sincerity in courtship before marriage? If that's what Nice wants in his marriage and he's not ready to compromise, during courtship, you should have informed her while courting, I want to marry you. This is a deal breaker for me. I would appreciate it if you kneel down to feed me. So before marriage, I already know that I can't do this. I won't go into that marriage. What do we do with our courtship? Why are we having issues in marriage? Because we spend courtship just being in love and not preparing adequately for the marriage.
Guy, please,
kneel down. Yeah.
Kneel down.
Kneel down for peace to reign. Honestly, I'm of the opinion that you kneel down for peace to reign.
Then later you can now bring him to civilization. Because apparently...
what is civilization?
No, I'm just saying. No. The civilization might not be you kneeling down. It might you be sitting beside him and feeding him. You don't understand? It's still a show of love. It's still a show of love.
But in all of this, let there be wisdom, apply wisdom, be persuasive. The moment you use that tactic, it will always work. Don't be confrontational. If you are, then you're going to have issues.
Right, fantastic. Yeah, Nima, you want to take a few tweets?
No, okay.
Kevin Fineface says, marriage is for matured individuals that understand effective communication, emphatically understands and complements each other.
Andrew says, as for me, I no want slave or robot for wife. Now human being, woman.
So that reminds us that it's about the kind of man you marry. Which way Mike says.
It's your relationship.
Know the kind of man you married. Be persuasive. Know the approach you use.
Don't be confrontational.
Wisdom and don't be confrontational. Those are the key words you've used.
Before you marry, know the man. Don't know him inside marriage.
Know yourself.
If he's from the village,
know yourself.
Know him before marriage.
If he now says that you must be pounding yam, no problem.
Know yourself.
Know yourself.
Know him
before you marry. Then know him.
In the course of 5 years.
Marriage changes.
Thank you.
Sometimes.
5 years into the marriage, the man that did not ask you to kneel down changes gear.
So you are saying you should respond to him. Don't react. Meaning that find out the circumstances of why he's behaving the way he is behaving, and then see what you can do to change it. All right, we can end on that note. Thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you very much.
I think we had a great time. We learned quite a bit from you. Nima, you want to say something?
The important is don't live with it. Change it, no matter how long it takes. We are
all right.
Responding.
All right, that's all we can take on the show. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.